How's it going, everyone? You know who it is. It's Soul Tigress with some short stories for everyone. Now, don't forget that this is a place where we call in the angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy to come on in and help guide all the positive messages that are gonna come out. Now, with that being said, right away, I'm going to let you know this is not love tarot. This is a place where we start to explore self-empowerment. And what that means is building the stepping stones for us to get closer to our soul being, which helps align us with a higher power. Now, unlike the long stories, these ones are really short. So the first one that we're going to have up are all the fire signs due to the Page of Wands coming out right away. Second up, we're going to have all the water signs coming out due to the Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups coming out. And then the last one is a combination of an earth sign and an air sign due to the Empress coming out. And that's going to be our Libra and Taurus energy. So first up, and the guides were really adamant about this, is the fire signs. So what needs to come out for the introduction? Holy moly, stuff that you're not seeing, fire signs. Baby, come back. You can blame it all on them. Baby, come back. No. Somebody, someplace, something you've left an impression on. I think it's a very big impression. I think through your journey, fire signs, because I'm looking at the mountain, I'm looking at the terrain as well. They have been watching your journey. They've been watching you climb the mountains. They've been watching you stay authentic to yourself, to your goals, to where you want to be. And you know what? For themselves, whatever it was, person, place, or thing, they seem to be holding themselves back, stuck by like an invisible barrier that they made for themselves. What else needs to come out? Hustling. What did I tell you? Fire signs have been hustling, making moves. Making moves maybe for themselves to slow down and be more in the present, you know, doing what they need to do again to get to those goals and those dreams, making it rain, focus on getting money, getting it. And I don't always go to wealth as into money, currency kind of stuff like that. It comes into emotional wealth, it comes into mental wealth, it comes to physical wealth, it comes to spiritual wealth. Those are all types of wealth that you can achieve as well and work towards. So what is the last thing for the introduction here for the fire signs? Y'all seen where that landed? That landed. I'm just going to push this a little bit that way. And you see how it's touching? Who's it touching on? Somebody who wants you back. Who is this? Who is this? I feel like they got two sides to themselves. I really do, because look, we have a brunette here and then we have a blonde here. So this person goes between fire and ice a lot when it comes to emotional turmoil. When they think about you, when they think about you making the moves that you've been making, or them even watching you from a distance on what you're doing. And we got people who will watch us online a lot. I feel like it really angers them. They're really holding on to something. They could even hide behind masks. Masks could be sunglasses, you know, hats. There's something that they hide behind though. They could even hide behind their image, their ego. They could hide behind even like, how do I put this? I hear the word their sexuality. So let's see what's going on with these short stories. Let's get the plot for each card. Fire signs. What is going on? Somebody can't let go. Somebody is obsessed with your hustle. And somebody is just stuck in their own kind of invisible barrier. So what is the plot on wants you back? What is the plot? Ooh. The plot behind wants you back is the Moon card. Yeah, this person doesn't have very good beliefs about themselves. It could be that they really self-doubt. Display self-doubts. It could even self-sabotage a lot of things for itself, the way it's ran, or even what this person does. And what they don't see, what we don't see, is this Ace of Pentacles. They don't see that they need to basically focus on themselves, kind of do what you're doing. They need to focus on themselves. If anything, you're setting an example for them, but I feel like they're taking like everything you do really, really, really personal. Like you could not even do anything that has any kind of emotional attachment to them, but they're going to take it very, very personal. It's like, best way I can describe it, it's like having a really, really bitter next door neighbor. And if you park a certain way and it's not up to their standards because they're upset with you because you don't deal with their bullshit, then they're going to take the way you park personal, even though it could be something like you had to park different because you're unloading groceries. It's that type of energy here. So let's go ahead and keep going. Hustling, hustling, hustling. What's the plot behind this hustling for the fire signs? Slimed under that spiritual hater. Something you're not seeing. What I tell you. Their energy is a Queen of Wands in reverse. This is going to indicate a person over 30. Cool, frosty demeanor, classically attractive but aloof. Plays games with people's feelings. This person will be unfaithful, naturally kind of fit, attractive without effort, but they're self-absorbed and very selfish. And again, if anything you do, if they're taking it personal, then to me that's a lot of selfish. That could be even a little bit of narcissism. What is the sociopath kind of thing? Remember, this is all for entertainment purposes. Don't forget that you have the means to go and look this up yourself and get more professional advice and stuff like that, or more professional in-depth looks to different personality traits. I'm just kind of going with the flow with the story. So remember, entertainment purposes. So let's get back to the programming here. So self-absorbed and selfish, not interested in advancing, making things a little bit better, maybe even going to something new. Works because they have to, controlling, manipulative, and vindictive. That is a big thing. This person is very, very, very vindictive. And I don't know. It's kind of like, they're just upset they weren't able to come in. They're upset that they can't have what they want. But it isn't that they can't have what they want. Is the thing is, and what I get with this Ace of Cups in reverse, because the one thing it talks about is infertility or inability to bear children. Now, if you go back to the Moon energy, Ace of Cups, and I feel like there is a lot of Cancerian energy that is out and about for the short stories. So what I can say is with that fourth house, it's establishing foundations. Also, Cancerians is what people feel. So with that being said, and reading the infertility and inability to bear, I go back to Cancer because the Moon represents fertility. Fertility is looked at as like great ideas, not just to get pregnant kind of stuff. So this person is really stuck in their head about themselves, how their life is working out, how they can't make things happen. And for some reason, this person blames the fire signs. You could even feel their energy. You could like have days where there's some kind of connection here. I don't know how they're doing it, but there is some kind of connection where they keep tabs on you. And so that tells me they could have some kind of influence. What I hear and what I seen when I was doing cleansing is there's a lot of energy that is using fake accounts. And they're using fake accounts to try and poke, to try and trigger, to try and throw the fire signs off their game. So what I can say is just be mindful of everything that's kind of coming in, especially with this time around with the new moon, full moon type of energies here this month. It has to do a lot with the people that we have associated with, or even people that we still socialize with. But it is something that's gonna, once you navigate it, you're gonna be able to balance yourself out a little bit more without caring so much about what people's opinions are of you. Because not everybody has good taste and not everybody has great intentions for you. The spiritual hater, they can't get off of themselves. You know, there's something that they have themselves so wound up that, you know what, I don't think anybody could get through to this person. This person has to have a journey, but for right now, you are their scapegoat to their problems. So if you notice you're having these little silent battles with people around, just know this person is over focused, and it's because they have closed themselves off to the flow and to the lesson that they're supposed to learn. All right, so we're going to go into the advice. We ask for past self advice. You know, when we reflect back into things, when we say, what could we have done that would have been, you know, that could have changed things, that could have made things a little bit different. So past self advice. Oh, that comes out. Take time to breathe out. Especially when it comes to dealing with these, what I'm going to call a silent battle. Battles that are happening behind the scenes where somebody is targeting you, basically. Take time to breathe out. Instead of reacting, take some deep breaths. Keep moving forward and just know that their misery doesn't have to keep you company. And you don't have to keep their misery company either. All right, present self advice for when you're doing your hustle, when you're trying to keep it going. What is it for present self? The answers you need are coming. Don't be confused on it. Follow your intuition, follow your guidance. Gemini, it goes between the mortal self and our higher self type of knowledge. Take in your present moment, but also feel the guidance that you are being led to. Open yourself up to hearing that guidance. And that means tuning in more to the higher thinking about things. Instead of being like this person and taking it personal, open up to the flow of the lesson. When you tune into the flow of life, that means you're going to tune out to taking things personal, and, you know, trying to go tit for tat for whoever's trying to cause havoc in your life. So think about that. Aries energy is about conflict, war, and sabotage. A little bit of that, but it's also about creating a new way to go. Getting through this type of stuff with a new self-awareness. So these people, they're going to help us learn about ourselves, all right? What is the future self advice? Be prepared. Be prepared. Be prepared. When I talk about that Aries card, you might find a little bit more conflict. You might find somebody's trying to kind of call you out, to kind of sabotage you. You might find that the silent battle is, you know, getting more intrusive. All right. And what we have here is, don't be confused. Don't hide from it. Adjustments are required to step into this new self-awareness when it comes to us not going eye for eye, tit for tat with this person, is again knowing that we have the option to tune out of that frequency and unalign ourselves with that energy. If you want to speak on an energy term, this is all this person's trying to do. They want emotional reactions from you. If they can get emotional reaction from you, that means you're tuning more into what they're doing. That means you are focusing on them, and that's what they want. What happens when a narcissist doesn't get what they want? When a sociopath doesn't get what they want? Oh, they act like spoiled, rotten children. They really do. They act their shoe size. They don't act like an adult. So, you know, let them wear that. That's not for you. All right, fire signs. Thank you so much for hanging out. And I hope you have a most wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. So, thank you, ancestors, spirit guides, angels, with the fire signs. Thank you for hanging out and for these positive messages. Alright, so water signs, ancestors, spirit guides, and angels. It is our time to find, you know, the positive messages that are needed for these water signs. All right, water signs, are you ready? It is time. What is it? What is it? What is it? I don't know. Oh, that's at the bottom, but let's see what's happening. What is it that needs to come out for the water signs? Ah, shoot. Somebody could be trying to present a backwards deal. There could be some kind of editing that's happening with this screenshot. I'm being brought back to like AI kind of stuff. That's really sad. Alright, what is the last part for the introduction? They're into you. There's something though that they don't want to let go, or they don't want you to let go. It could be that for the water signs, you are a really positive person. Somehow you could also be an enabler for somebody and they love that quality about you. But with this screenshot and dirty offer, I feel like there's something here that these water signs have their eyes closed to. But I feel like whoever this other is, they're working hard for it in a sense. They're making sure that you keep your eyes closed to this, whatever this dirty offer is. And this screenshot, maybe you've seen it. Maybe you've seen it, you felt something. All right, water signs, let's talk about it. When you don't honor your gifts, your intuition, then you get more confused. And that fog of confusion gets really, really heavy around you. So if you notice that you've been forgetful, you know, you're just at the heart really, really confused on whatever this person, places, or things intentions are. You might need to take time to sit down with yourself. Figure out the full scope of everything. What's really happening all the way around here. So, divine and universal energy. What is the plot behind this dirty offer? Yeah. It's something. Yeah, it's we have a Two of Cups energy here in reverse, falling at a distance. There's an entanglement here of some stuff, and they don't want to untangle it. Something, I don't know, I'm hearing the word force. There's something that they're trying to force to happen, something they're trying to force to come about, and they feel like if they grasp at it more, then it will stay. You better be careful. You better be careful. That sounds like a keep a person baby coming about kind of energy. You better be careful, or something that they're going to try and do to basically lock it into where you can't untangle yourself from this mess. What is the plot behind this screenshot? It's to keep something going round and round and round with minimum offerings. Minimum offerings. And then now I have a Two of Wands. I have a feeling with the plot falling like this and this person looking over this other person's shoulder. I feel like the water signs are noticing some stuff about this. They're noticing, what's that saying, that what this person's cooking up. They're noticing that anything they get from this person is very small and it's very entangling. This could be one of those things where they do stuff for you. They could even act like an ass because, again, they're trying to keep a grasp onto something. And by them doing things for you, buying something, whatever that small little token is that they're doing, they think that they're making things better. When it's actually, they're trying to put a band-aid on a wound that needs to be cleaned and sutured up. It's something that's way bigger, and they're trying to put off how big it is, how big the situation is. I am hearing you got somebody who's in denial here. There's some heavy denial here. All right, what's the plot behind the into you? Plot behind the into you. Again, something you see, but you're quick to turn away from it. Again, it's to keep you stuck. Got that Chariot there. Keep you stuck in what's going on. Keep you confused about what could be really out there. I mean, what could actually be achievable. Ooh, you better be careful. You better be careful, water signs. You got somebody who's linked up with you. And they don't want to let go. You're special to them in a sense. In a sense. But if they're doing stuff, using things to manipulate stuff, this person is not out for your best interest. This person's out. This person, place, or thing is out for their best interest. And I really feel like That's what's being voiced here. I feel like this person, place, or thing is more draining for you. I feel like at the end of the day, you don't realize how many days you're more upset than you are happy with this situation. And they try and monitor you closely. Again, they try and do whatever to try and pull this veil over your head to keep you confused again on what you really want. Again, it's those small offerings to keep you stuck. Ooh, be careful, be careful. What was it? Pisces, the last one I remember, it was look at the actions because actions speak louder than words. See if they are trying to buy you off. I mean, if they give you a gift and they figured that's the end of it, or they do something nice to you, then that's the end of whatever you're having an issue with, then they're just sugarcoating everything. Nothing's actually getting taken care of at the root of the problem. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, so let's go ahead and ask the spirit guides, angels, ancestors, what is the past advice? What is the past advice for the water signs? Past advice, we got 3 cards here. A personal issue. Let's see if I can get this to focus. A personal issue reaches a solution. And that lands on top of believe in the impossible. And then we have confidence, or confidence is your key. I think I grabbed the wrong one. I think I was supposed to go for, was it this one? Adjustments are required. Something you're not seeing that you're at odds ends with. Whew, that's a lot. So when you look back into this past, it's not meant to keep you stuck. All right, because we did talk about this Cancerian energy and the water signs energy. Cancerian's about what you believe. It's the moon energy. It's how you want to be nurtured, but how you love to nurture things as well. It's also the establishing foundations, the 4th house in the houses of the zodiac. So there could be something here that you're gonna learn, but you have to adjust how you look back on things. You have to hold the confidence within yourself that you have been growing and that it's never too late to believe in the impossible, no matter how old we are. That is not something just for children. Remember that. That's a part of manifesting. So what is it for the present self? What is it for present self for the water signs? It's time to release negativity. And what I heard as I was picking this card up is it is time to sidestep this. It is just time to sidestep this situation, to let go of it, to stop playing its game. It's time. Now, a lot of people don't realize that you water signs are very, very, very sensitive. You can read between the lines. You see a whole lot more than what others are willing to feel, believe, or even admit to. You can read a person more deeper on their emotions a lot of times than they can do with themselves. Understand that is a gift you have. You have been blessed with that. And that gift is supposed to help you. It's supposed to help take you further. But the things you learn from it, you are supposed to set that example so that others can see it and believe it as well. Ooh-wee, I like the way that came out. All right, don't forget, that's not all me. That is not all me. You got to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, divine and universal energy. you know, for bringing these messages out. So, future self advice for the water signs. Last card, something you're not seeing as well. Oh, stop it, water signs. Stop it. You need to see this. You need to believe it. You need to ground yourself in it. And that's prosperity lies ahead. Right there. Getting stuck in it, feeling it, you know, relating to it. Being able to fall in love with it. Seeing that it's still possible. Wow. All right, water signs, this is going to conclude it for your short story. Again, don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming in with all these positive messages. And I hope you have a most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. All right, so thank you, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, for the water signs. Thank you for coming in and helping out with those positive messages. Thank you. Alright, so last of the last, we are going to the Libra and Taurus energy. Spirit guides for Libra and Taurus persons. And calling in a guide and protectors for this frequency. Alright. Divine and universal energy. Thank you for being guide and protector of these positive messages. All right, here we go, Libra and Taurus. I just want to know if you were watching that little intermission piece where I am cleansing the cards, giving my thanks. Did you see how things were going to spill out? That happened when I was cleansing your tarot deck as well. They all spilt out. Something is over boiling here. There's no choice but to release it. If you don't release it, then you are going to fester with it, and it will turn into I should've, would've, could've kind of thing 10 years from now. And then you'll be beating yourself up. You only get one life to live. You gotta live it to your truth, Libra and Taurus. Don't forget that. So let's go ahead and figure out what's going on. What needs to come out for the introspection? I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The way those two fall out like this together, I feel like there's a lot of battling energy here, kind of like with the fire signs as well. So let's start. Carless. No car, repo, car issues. Somebody's using their Subarus. Somebody's on foot. Somebody. And this doesn't mean that they don't own a vehicle. This just means that they're putting in footwork, I feel like. Footwork. This has to do with some karma here. Some karma that doesn't want to be recognized. Some karma that doesn't want to be worked on. A lot of people get stuck in that I have a bad life, the divine, the universe, whatever your prophet is, they'll say that they have it out for me. It's because I am who I am. No, that's because you're not putting in the work. Somebody here is not putting in the work. And they could be dragging their feet on it. They could be dragging their feet. And there could be some kind of coping mechanisms that they're using. It could be a workaholic kind of thing. It could be other kind of things that intoxicate the body. But there's somebody here who can't face up to some kind of karma. They can't really see that the actions that they're making is what keeps getting them the same results. What else needs to come out? Y'all seen that? What did I say about those coping mechanisms? I don't know. I don't know, Libra and Taurus. I don't know if this is you or if this is somebody that you are dealing with. But what I hear right now, and it's a very passionate cry out. Give me a second. Give me a second. Oh my goodness. But you have an ancestor here who says you need to wake up. You need to wake up before you lose it all. Remember, you only get one life. This isn't a video game. One life. You don't get 3 lives. You're not a cat. You don't get 9 lives. You get 1 life. But each day you get an opportunity or a chance to try again. Nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. You're going to have to give me a sec. I need to compose myself. All right. Thank you for that. That ancestor, they came in so strong. They care about you. They care about you so much. I don't know if this is a particular Libra or Taurus or if this is somebody that you're dealing with. But somebody needs to wake up. Because you're going to lose it all. And you're not going to get away from what you've sowed. There's something here, you're going to reap it. You are going to reap it, and you need to be careful. Or they need to be careful. You got to make your choices. One thing about the Libra energy right here, and Taurus, you're going to feel it too. I'm going to be releasing my new moon, full moon interpretation because Libra is the full moon. It's the pink moon this month around April 12th. And in that energy, when I did the interpretation, I found that we have to learn how to balance ourselves when it comes to dealing with things that are corrupt, things that we have been dedicated to, things that we want to see change for the better. And we figure if we show up, we bring in that just, we keep trying at it, that others, our community will change. And sometimes that ends up leading us down the same path. We end up just as corrupt, or we end up taking from ourselves so much. Just like the goddess that represents Libra, Estrella was the last god to leave mankind when they became corrupt and wicked. If this is a Libra or a Taurus who isn't having these bad habits, you really need to see how this revolving door is keeping you in this karma, whatever this community is, whatever's happening here, okay? There's a big warning here. There is a big warning because I'm not gonna lie, stuff gets laced. Stuff gets laced in so many different ways. So many different ways. Now I see why my circus deck wanted to come out. It's a circus here. Alright, so let's continue. Thank you for your patience and my rant. That was very strong emotions coming in from your guys' guardians. All right, so divine and universal energy, angels of protection, help me navigate. What is the plot behind the bad karma? What is the plot behind the bad karma? I mean, oh my goodness. Okay, so we have somebody here who's very selfish. This person who's very selfish doesn't have much. They're losing stuff. They could be losing a lot of things. Again, I see that they're on foot. They're doing something in particular on foot. And it could be, what I get is the same kind of track. They keep going round and round and round with something. I don't know if they keep going rounds and rounds to whatever they're doing to cope. I don't know if they go and hide somewhere and then they come back around trying to act like they're not doing it. This could be that thing. But the King of Pentacles in reverse, they like their gadgets, they like their accessories, so this person really likes what they're doing. And with this Page of Swords, they only go that one way, and they're very ignorant. They're very ignorant, like almost like a spoiled child. A child who wants to act like they know everything, but they're not realizing what they're actually doing. Or they do, and they just don't care. Something else that you're not seeing that has to do with this karma is we got the Justice card here, Libra. That's very fitting. You're in this. A Justice card, balancing. You gotta balance. You gotta balance this trajectory of where you've been going, who you've been going at it with, on these adventures, on whatever that you've been facing lately. And then we have a King of Swords. I hear commanding here when I see this King of Swords energy. And what I'm hearing is you have the right to command where you want to take yourself, especially when it comes to your confidence, when it comes to following your intuition. There's definitely something here that you're confused on. You're not able to acknowledge it in a sense. All right, so what is the plot behind the carless? What is the plot behind the carless? 10 of Pentacles. This has to do with your assets. This has to do with all the work that you put in and it being thrown into jeopardy, I feel like. And it's kind of like your own doing in a sense. Whoever it is, it's their own doing. There could be others that are influencing this as well, because I got a few characters here in this background who are watching. This, what I'm hearing as a shit show here. Whoever's undoing themselves due to addictions, due to them not being able to acknowledge that they're the problem. And they have to create change to unstick them from being this problem here in their own lives. And I think we all can concur with that. I know I've been a problem in my own life before when I was young and doing stuff. But just like with that type of stuff, just like in my relationships, I had to figure out, how was I the problem? How was I attracting this stuff? How did I keep this stuff going? Think about that. All right, what's the plot behind the bad habits? Ace of Swords. Ace of Swords. I feel like Ace of Swords is, yes, it's a good investment a lot of times, but you're relying on somebody else to tell you that it's a good investment. And you got to remember, these people, whoever it is that you're relying on, these are just yes people. I know with Taurus energy, I've talked about this before with y'all, being a big fish in a little pond and surrounded by yes people. Yes people who are there for you to fund the party. Gotta be careful. You got to be careful right here, because these yes people could be leaning you down a drain. Oh my goodness. That is a lot. Okay. Y'all win so far. Y'all got me the most emotional. I'm not gonna lie. This is heart touching right here, because you got some energies here who are on the brink of losing it all. And I feel like if they don't realize the problem that they're making in their life and they keep blaming life for it, they're either going to get further down this rabbit hole where it's going to take lots of time, and I mean years, for them to come out of it, or they could get something that ends up being really bad and life-threatening here. I have to throw that into there again, because there's a lot of stuff that's laced. But when it comes to bad habits, too much of one thing can be bad for us. And it could cause health issues later on in life. This doesn't just have to be drugs. Think about somebody who eats a very poor diet, high in trans fats. If they keep on that trajectory, they're going to have hypertension. They're going to have high blood pressure. They could be looking at some clogging of stuff as well. Again, this is all for entertainment purposes. Always consult with a professional. This is just a part of my opinion. All right. But again, what you keep in routine of will set up your future. If you want a future. Because right here, somebody's playing with their future on whether it's going to happen. Anything's going to happen, if they're going to even have a future, or if something's going to be cut off abruptly. Whew. Divine and universal energy. What is the advice? What is the advice for the pass out for Libra and Taurus? And this really comes down to your confusion. You gotta hold your vision and surrender to the divine. You like how that focus really get on that one? You're at odds and ends with this. You don't want to see it. You don't believe that this could be the solution, again, because you're blaming that life has it out for you. You have been blaming that life has it out for you. No. There's something that you secretly wish. There's some kind of mountain, some kind of peak in your life that you want to climb so that you can see the real picture of things in your mind. In your mind, even though you blame the universe, in your mind and your heart doesn't. There's a side of you that knows there's things that are possible. But first, you need to start to surrender to the divine. You need to start to surrender to yourself, that inner being, knowing that just because you're here, you've been in this bad karma, it doesn't mean that life has it out for you. It just means that there's something here you've closed yourself off to. You closed yourself off to the lesson while you're over there bitter towards the divine for everything working out the way it has been working out. But the whole thing is you're going about everything the same way, expecting different results. You're driving yourself crazy in all reality. You have to let go. You have to open up to the flow. Especially when you start to take steps towards your inner journey. Not everybody's gonna like it. Not everybody's gonna appreciate you getting more aligned with yourself. You will have people who will point the finger at you and say that you're the bad guy for doing that. That's okay. You really need to figure out if this company of misery here in this frequency is where you want to be. If it's not, then we got to start surrendering stuff. We got to start surrendering some of the things that keep us here. All right, so when it comes to present self, what is the present self advice? It's a time to give rather than take from yourself. It's a new moon in Virgo. Remember, we just had that full moon in Virgo talking about self-examination, self-improvement. Here, you're going to have to start to take care of yourself. It's going to be one step at a time. It's going to be one day at a time. But you need to take time for yourself. You don't have to race off for others. You can spend that extra time on yourself, doing something for yourself, working towards somewhere you want to be 10 years from now. All right, so let's see. Was it this card, this card, this card? We'll go this card. Nothing will come of this situation. Definitely. I mean, something can come of this situation, but it's not going to be anything good. And you see how dark this card is? It's going to keep you in this low frequency. So keep that in mind. What's been happening is going to continue to happen if you let it. All right, so what is the advice for future self? Holy moly. Oh. Ooh, I like this. This new moon and Aries energy pops up. This is for everyone, Libra and Taurus. Don't feel singled out by this. Don't be confused. It's time. It is time to take action. And this is what this month is all about with the cardinal air sign with Libra's full moon and the cardinal fire sign with Aries's full moon. New moon, not full moon, new moon. Aries represents like war, conflict, even some sabotage kind of energy in there. Having relationships with people that didn't really match up to what they really wanted kind of thing. The things that, again, a lot of us come into conflict with. Don't be confused. It's time. It is time to start doing something different. So by the time you get to the end of this year, you're proud of yourself. You're loving yourself more. You appreciate yourself more. You hold yourself to higher value, to where the opinions of these others in this low frequency don't even matter to you anymore. Again, because their company of misery, you're going to know it doesn't need you. You don't need to be there. All right, Libra and Taurus, this is going to conclude it. Don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out with these positive messages for the short stories. And I so much hope that you have a most wonderful rest of your day.